Welcome to the Real Retirees of New Jersey, powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors. Randy and Peggy Fisher want to help you retire once and retire right. Get more information at therealretireesofnewjersey.com. They never throw the first punch, but they're always a knockout.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. But most importantly, thanks for listening. This is the Real Retirees of New Jersey podcast with Peggy and Randy Fisher. It's all powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors. You can get more when you visit therealretireesofnewjersey.com. You can find that and all the information here in the show notes. My name is Mark Owens. Now, let's get to the show. Worldly travelers, how is this weekend treating you?
We're recovering.
Yeah.
Well, she's recovering. I'm back and angry.
How do you get back from like traveling the world? You don't feel good. Randy's just mad at the world. Like, well,
I'm just mad because I'm back.
That's what he said. As he does at the end of any one of our trips, always on the last day, he'll be like,
Stay more.
We got to stay another day.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, no. And this was a long trip, too. We were gone for 18 days total. Oh. And I said, no, we're going home. I don't care what you said. He goes, no, just one more day. I'm like, no. The answer is no. I'm going home. You could stay, but I'm going home.
Where all did you go?
Where did we go? So we started in Barcelona.
What month?
That was in the beginning of July. We're in August.
April of 2024.
We started in the beautiful place of Barcelona. It was very exciting. I have a very good story to tell you on that. Randy's going to be mad. But so they told us in Barcelona, the number one thing to worry about is pickpocketing. Okay. So the lady even at the hotel sees how my husband has his jewelry on, his fine jewelry. And she says, I'm telling you right now, don't wear that out. Yeah, no, no pickpocketer is going to bother me. Right, Rand?
Right.
So we go out shopping, and they tell us that it's like in what they call the Gothic district, that's where you have to watch out. It's a little more like where the pickpocketers are and everything. So we weren't in that district. We were actually in like the Louis Vuitton district, right? Walking down the street, admiring all the things and, going in and out of stores. So we go out of our last store, and what do you think happens in 1 second flat as we walk out of the store?
Somebody get something?
Did someone get something? I have two men, younger guys, like 20-year-olds, grab me. I scream at the top of my lungs because I had bags in my hands and I'm worrying about them taking the bags. Yeah. Guess what? They didn't take the bags. Guess what they got?
What?
My watch and Randy's watch.
No way.
Oh, yes.
Like off your wrist.
Off the wrist. And when I tell you they say pickpocketers are like brilliant, this was in 1 second flat. I didn't even know they came, left, and it was over. My watch was gone. Randy's watch was gone.
What?
Yes.
How long before you realized it was missing? 1
second, because after I screamed and I grabbed my bags, they left and ran down the road. And I looked down at my bag, and as I looked down at my bag, I noticed my watch is gone. And I said to Randy, "Your watch," and he's like, "My watch is gone."
Oh, I'm sure
they are so good at this, Mark. It is incredible. So when you go to Barcelona, friends, I'm telling you out there, and they warn you about pickpocketers, they are everywhere.
Randy, did you even give chase, or are they gone?
Randy wanted to.
Yeah,
Can I say beat ASS? He was ready to kill somebody.
Yeah.
But it was so fast, there was no time for it. That's how good they are.
She minimized the story, but they're pretty good.
They're really good.
Yeah. Well, what detail did she miss?
It wasn't even a pickpocket. It was basically like a mugging. But
it was a mugging. I was like, for once in my life, I'm like, we were just robbed. I couldn't sleep that night.
Broad daylight.
I was like, broad daylight on Louis Vuitton Avenue in Barcelona. Okay. Wow. And the craziest thing is they warn you about pickpocketers, but what also isn't there? I didn't see one police officer anywhere, nowhere on those roads. You would think on those main drags, they might want to put one or two of them out there.
You would think they would try to get a grasp on that because, they need the tourism. I would love to go to Mexico. I'd love to go to an all-inclusive. Yeah. And you often hear that, listen, the cartels are pretty bad down there. Yes. Mexico City's pretty bad. But they know to leave the American tourist alone because they need that American tourism money.
No, and not only that, Barcelona actually this summer is the number one place where American tourists have gone. And the number one thing they tell you about is the pickpocketers. And let me tell you something, it's very real. And then when we were talking to others about it, I can't tell you how many people said they were pickpocketed. It was insane. And then they don't have cops anywhere, that's for sure.
Right.
And we did, put in a police report and all that good stuff because we needed it for insurance purposes because they were pretty expensive watches, of course. And it was crazy because I thought in my head, I'm like, no police are anywhere. You thought, a lot of people are attending these places and, no thought to it. But then as Randy said, I didn't leave out some details. So when we were in the stores, we think that we were actually set up because in the stores there were people around, and we think that when we went from one store to another store to another store that there was a setup. And the police officers in Barcelona said, yeah, it's very true that it could definitely have happened that way. Yeah, crazy.
So other than that, how was your trip?
No, that was just day one. So then we're like, on to all the other days where like my favorite place was on our trip. We went to Monaco and we went to Cannes, France, which was absolutely stunning. And it's so stunning that it's funny. The opposite there is it's so safe there because they have a camera on every single corner and they have police at every single corner in Cannes.
Well, that's a far cry different.
It is, right? Hence why it's the rich man's playground, I guess, right? They feel safe there.
You enjoy the scenery, you enjoy the time, you lose your watch, you get surveilled, and you come back home, and now you get sick.
Yeah, that's, I guess, par for the course when you've spent...
it's because she doesn't want to work.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's exactly it. And touching everything, I was thinking. Good news was got tested and there is no COVID out there, everybody. I know that's what you're thinking.
She didn't get sick from touching me.
Has she ever? That sounds like more of a you problem than a her problem. Just putting it out there.
I knew this show was going to all hell today.
Well, I got bored sitting here listening to you two. So,
and Randy's answered 4 emails.
You got to let the phone. You got to get the phone ring somehow.
That number is 908-844-8337. Again, 908.
Reach out if you want to touch me.
844-8337. Watch or no watch. And he's not sick. He's clean. He's tested. He's clean. The realretireesofnewjersey.com.
I only got rabies.
Well, for the most part, about 98%. Hey, speaking of, we got some great events. We talk about, well, how do I seg this one? Reaching out and touching the team. We got a great dinner seminar coming up.
We're so excited. We do. And we are talking about lots of good stuff in this, right, Randy? Tell us.
Yeah. We have the New Deal, right? The
big beautiful bill. Yep.
BBB.
Yeah, so excited to talk about that. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday, August 12th at Spain 92 in Raritan.
Is that somebody calling you right now?
Yep. That's it. They're dialing in. They're ready to touch Randy. See, Randy, it was just that easy. Is that exciting? Oh my God, that's all we needed.
If I knew it was that easy to get the phone to ring, I would have been asking people to touch me for the past year and a half.
Instead of touch a truck, we have Rubber Randy. So.
My son Quinn loves that touch a truck.
I love that Rubber Randy. That's a great one. We should make a whole segment on that one.
That sounds exciting.
No, we shouldn't, Randy. No, we should not.
It's like a genie. You get 3 wishes, Rubber Randy.
Hear about 3 wishes. Income and retirement. Oh my God. Lower taxes. Money that lasts as long as I do.
No one's listening to this shit. Nobody. They already turned it off already.
This is good. I love
Somebody just crashed their car.
All right, hold on. All right, back up. All right, wait. Great events coming up at Spain 92. What are those dates again?
So excited. That's Tuesday, August 12th and Wednesday, August 13th. And that's at 6:30 p.m. And that's at Spain 92 in Raritan. And then we have the Clinton House in Clinton on Tuesday, August 19th and Wednesday, August 20th, also at 6:30 p.m. Give us a call. We'd love to have you. Say you're calling in from the radio show. A complimentary dinner will be waiting for you. You can hear Randy and I talk. It would be great. Give us a call at 908-844-8337 and let's get you all going for our workshop. Come on in for a nice free dinner and you can hear Randy and I give a nice talk.
Yeah, good conversation about the big, beautiful bill. It's a great educational dinner, seminar, and workshop from the team at Artemis Wealth Advisors and Liberty Financial Group. That's Randy Fisher. That's Peggy Fisher. We invite you to call to reserve your spot today. 908-844-8337. Hey, so there was a story coming out as we're talking about y'all being worldly travelers. And a lot of people like to retire and then move. Go to somewhere warmer, get closer to the kids or the grandkids. Some of the top spots to retire to in 2025 include Naples, Virginia Beach, New York City, Florida, Idaho.
Yeah, I saw that.
Going to Idaho.
Well, I'm ready to go.
What?
That doesn't even make sense.
That makes so.
You get murdered in Idaho.
I thought you do nothing in Idaho. What are you doing? Anyway, well, apparently it's where people
potatoes.
Low cost of living, maybe that's it.
I don't know. They say low cost of living,
but
right?
Not really.
But when me and Randy were discussing this before, it says, so the number one place is Naples, Florida, right?
I get that.
So I get that, right? I get that, it's a beautiful place. I get that but when you talk about cost of living, so when I was looking this up, right? So the average medium home value in Naples is $1.2 million. Oof. Yeah. To retire,
Guess what, kids? You're getting nothing because I got a new house for retirement.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of gave me a shock. But I mean, hey, listen, it is.
Yeah, but compare that to retiring abroad. We were just over, obviously, in Europe, right? So do you want to go to Naples, Florida? Do you want to go to Boise, Idaho, or whatever the hell in Idaho? That's the only thing I can think of in Idaho is Boise.
Right.
Or where's the other one? Sarasota, Florida, Virginia Beach.
Yeah, that sounds
New York.
good.
Who the hell wants to retire in New
And
York
one of them was
City?
New York City. I said, they're
What are you,
moving
out of
out of
your
New York
mind?
City. No one is retiring that
even
place. You
make
can't
sense.
afford the place. There's no way.
But if you retire either in Portugal, Spain,
Yeah.
right? And there's a number of different places in which you can
Yeah.
get that done. Italy
Right.
or Croatia. So
Yeah.
I picked those four right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did that was because the cost of living in four of those countries is very low.
Yeah. In fact, Randy, when we were in the airport, remember the stewardess was there. She was from America. She
lived in
retired.
Spain.
She lived in Spain.
Yeah.
She said, do you know how much she pays for rent for like a beautiful apartment? 550 euros, which, that's like $550 basically. But $550 for a gorgeous apartment. You know what that would be in the state of New Jersey, folks? Well, the average.
The average rent in Spain is between $300 and $600 a month.
Yeah. The average rent in New Jersey is like $3,000 for like a one room.
But here's the interesting part too. Everybody worries about healthcare.
Yeah.
If you're a resident for more than 1 year in Spain, you pay $60 a month, you get healthcare.
Exactly. And we did ask her the question about that. I said, well, how is the healthcare? Like, can you get into doctors? And she said, yeah. I was shocked by that, actually.
Yeah, if you got the sniffles.
Right. Well, because
Right,
they
you
do
gotta-
say the reason why
You got to get a tumor removed from your brain, you're going back to the United States.
Because they do say the reason why people do switch to different states is, obviously one is cost of living, but number two on the list is healthcare to make sure that you are close to good doctors, things like that. So that is, for people who are retiring, they are worrying about their health, and that is definitely a major, consideration as to where you're moving.
Couples can retire in Portugal for $2,400 a month.
Yeah.
Lisbon, Porto, all those places, beautiful. In Spain, you're about the same.
Yeah.
So the budget's about the exact same there. Croatia, it's a little less. It's about $1,300 a month for Croatia.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been there yet, but I'm going. And then Italy, it's a little bit more expensive. It's between $2,500 and $3,000 a month.
Right.
But compare that to Boise, Idaho. You want to live in Italy or you want to live in Boise?
Okay. I Googled what's so good about Boise, Idaho.
What came up, Mark?
A high quality of life.
Okay.
Green spaces, great weather for year-round outdoor activities, diverse food options. That means they have like 6
Did they
Mexican
just say
restaurants.
year-round?
Yeah, year-round.
It does snow there, right?
It does, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And a burgeoning wine scene in the Snake
No, I like that.
River
I'm
Valley.
into that. I'm ready to go for the wine scene. I'll sign up for that one.
So
But I could do that in Italy too, and
It does say that
Spain.
the monthly housing is it says monthly housing and transportation in Boise, Idaho is about $750 a month.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's the retirement
What?
place. Yeah.
why don't we just get on the Chamber of Commerce for Boise, Idaho this weekend?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then, it's funny, Mark, on that also too was Washington, D.C., which I found that to be
DC?
like crazy
What?
because that is actually one of the most unsafest places to be right now.
Yeah.
The crime there is just outstanding
Good luck.
at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I will say with Boise, because I'm an idiot, I really thought it was like right in the middle of America. No, you're only one state over. You're right beside Oregon, which is right beside the water. So you're one state over from being at the
Are you
coast.
talking about the left coast?
Yeah, the left coast. You got to put up with that, but you still get to see water.
Right.
Someone should just chisel all four of those states off the continent and just like set them out into the ocean.
And
someplace.
then Boise would be a waterfront community.
Exactly.
Right.
So welcome out to Boise Talk here this weekend on the Real Retirees of Boise, Idaho with Peggy and Randy Fisher.
That's why I love climate change. Hopefully all those places will sink.
But I also think like another factor of that too is like tax. A lot of people, even our people who were leaving from New Jersey, they always talk about like they want to go somewhere where their Social Security is not getting taxed. They want to go somewhere where there's not a state tax.
Mm-hmm.
So like we see a lot of our people going to like Delaware, right, Rand?
Delaware, Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Yes,
Yeah.
Florida's
Texas,
still the number one
Tennessee.
spot.
Yes, Florida,
for the most part.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, back to, right, healthcare. They have good healthcare there. And it's definitely a lot of people, it's the climate. People want to escape the
It's not
harsh
just the
climates.
climate.
They want the sunshine, basically year round.
Up here in the Northeast, the market value of homes is still going up.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So you can sell your house for a really nice penny.
Yeah.
You move to Florida, and over the last year and a half, believe it or not, Florida homes have actually come
gone down.
in
They have.
pricing.
I saw that. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people moving out of Florida because they don't want to actually deal with the crowds anymore and all that stuff. Plus, hurricane insurance.
Yes, that's right. The weather.
Their homeowners insurance has gone up. Their HOA fees for people who are renting have gone up. A lot of those expenses that they didn't really count on have actually risen.
Gone up, right? Exactly.
So it's those people that were I can't say living on the bubble, but they went down there and lived on a budget, and now the budget has basically pushed them out of there.
Exactly.
So people that are in the Northeast, they're going down and saying, wow, I can't even believe I'm getting this type of house here, and I have money in the bank after I've sold my house.
Right,
so,
exactly. It's good
and
stuff.
it's not just the Northeast, but there's some other places too.
Okay, so what would your advice be to an adult that's about to retire and for whatever reasons, maybe they're not close to the kids or grandkids? What is the first steps they should take if they want to make the move in retirement? What would you say?
I would think
Rent.
definitely. Like, and what can you afford? Where are you going?
What do you
with that?
like?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you like beaches? Do you like mountains? Do you like
What's
Idaho?
your lifestyle? Right. Exactly.
It depends on what you're looking for, because if, retirement to you is every day is Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
You probably are going to be attracted to something that is, it fits your lifestyle, right? If you want to stare at a mountain all day, good for you. If you want to go skiing, excellent.
Right.
If you want to look at,
So you have to know what you want.
You got to look.
Yeah,
You got to know a little bit.
And the
right?
thing is, too, it's everybody's just so different on that, right? We have so many different clients even here that we, just like Randy said, some people they're excited that they're not working anymore and they could sit home and they are close to their kids. So that's why they do want to stay in a state like New Jersey, right? Some people are like, you know what, I'm out of here. I want a better way of living. I want a warmer climate. I'm going to Florida. It is just, like I said, it's very different for every individual person, I feel.
But not buying something. So, for instance, if you were to just put a stake in the ground and, live there, you're kind of stuck again, right? For the most part. I mean,
Right.
I hate to say stuck.
Yeah.
You could always move. But if you sell one place and you buy another place, you got to go through the whole rigmarole of selling it again. If you just sold everything you have, and I'm not saying you don't take anything with you. Obviously, you take some stuff with you. But if you rent for a little bit, you can then figure out if the
Where you wanna
atmosphere
go.
is nice,
Right,
if you like it, if
exactly.
you hate
Yeah,
it, if you
right.
don't, if the cost of living is too high, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You pack your wagon and you go someplace else, right? It's a lot easier to move and transport your entire life and lifestyle when you're not attached to another piece of a building or a home. So I always tell everybody that we meet, if it's a big decision as to whether you should move or not. In fact, we talk about it all the time, whether we should actually do the same thing. But it's one of these things where create a few plans and then test them out. Right? Go and live someplace for a little while.
Well, not even that too. We have our own people that we know. They just go and visit another state for a little while, right? And see if they like it,
Like Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Portugal.
Exactly.
Croatia.
Or Boise.
Canes.
France.
I'm on my way.
That's the thing about Randy
I'm
too.
on my
Everywhere we visit, he's like, I can move here.
I can live here.
I can live here.
we do
That's
that?
every place we've ever been
Not
to.
every place. Not
Almost every place. I can
Not
live
every-
here. I can live here.
I'm easy going.
I know.
I can live anywhere. I can live in a garbage can.
No, you can't.
What time is it? I don't know. I'll get my watch stolen, but I could live here.
Well, I can say that to
What's
Randy.
that?
What time is it? He
I don't need a
It's
watch."
time for me to get a watch.
I'm retired. I don't need a watch.
Right.
Hey, by the way, if you do want to retire to Boise, the air quality isn't great because of all the wildfire smoke coming from California.
Yeah, well, we don't want that.
Hole.
Yeah.
Leave that one too. All right. So
Yeah,
listen.
there we go.
You got to beep that one out.
908-844-8337. And the reality is, Peggy, before we got started, the power of preparation, the power of planning, because unfortunately, over the past couple of months, you've had some of your favorite clients pass away. The silver lining to that is the spouse was prepared.
Yes. We always make sure that our clients, when they come through the door, and it's funny because when we first talk to them, we always talk about preparing. We talk about, do you have a will? Do you have your money set? Do you know what you're going to do if someone was to pass? And they always say, yeah. And then when the time comes, it's like, uh-oh.
All hope breaks loose.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Because it's emotional at the
Emotional.
first.
I mean,
yes.
your entire life is thrown upside down.
And as we were talking before the show, I said we have one of our one of our favorite clients pass away. And
They're all favorite.
yeah, I know, but some are really favorites. So we had one of our clients pass away, and the husband had called, and he's like, I'm so glad that I have you and Randy. I know, like, my money's okay. But he said to me, and it was the craziest thing, it was something so small. He's like, she paid some of the bills, I paid some of the bills, but she paid, like, the electric. Do you think they're going to shut it off? And it was the simplest thing. And I said to him, I'm like, no, they're not going to shut it off. It's just, you'll call and say that you'll take that over now. But it was something so simple as that in that moment, you think in your head when you're planning and doing all that, you're thinking of something so small as, the Jersey Central power and light bill, not, where's your money? And now that person is gone, what's going to happen, and do I have enough money? That was another thing. He's like, I'm okay. I said, yes, you're more than okay. Everything's going to be fine. We took care of all that. But it's sad for me and Randy, because even just a month ago, these clients were in our office talking about where they were planning to go on vacation in September. And that's not happening, So it is a thing that I say in my head all the time. It's like, you have to prepare and make sure that you have all the things in place. So when things do happen like this, because they do happen, that's what's so shocking. They do happen, that you just make sure that you do have all the plans in place that you need for your money, for, what's going to happen. Will I be okay? And Randy and I here always make sure that our clients, and the other thing that I said to him right away was, he's like, because your head's so clouded and you're just so upset. And he's like, who's going to help me with all this? I said, Randy and I will help you with all of it. Don't worry, And he's like, okay, I'm so glad that I have that. So another reason why sometimes it's great to have a financial planner for things like this when they do happen,
So what is the one mistake that you see that widows make after their spouse passes that maybe they just didn't think about, and that's where you step in to help out? But what's one mistake you see that people make?
Well, we had another client who passed away recently, and the one mistake too is, the woman who passed away, she did all of it, right? She's the one who was in charge of everything. And so for him, like, he was like, oh, hey, I got on my phone, somebody said that, I owed them some money. And I said, oh my God, the first thing is, I said, don't respond to anything like that. You call me and Randy and let us know, like, what it's those little things that you don't think of. She took care of all that kind of stuff. She would have known whether that was like good or not good. He has no idea because he's never done it before. Right. Yeah. So it's a matter of like making sure that the person who is now living on is ready for all of those kind of things that are going to, come by them. Many
times people then are in a vulnerable, naive state.
Great.
Because
point,
they've never been in that scenario before.
Yes.
And they're vulnerable to the scenario, saying someone just reached out and needs something from me, or they're looking to help me. So they're eager to give information up because, number one, they're not in their right mind to begin with.
Right.
But number two, they're in that state of mind that they're vulnerable to the point where, okay, you need whatever you need, just here it is.
Right. Exactly.
Because I just don't want to deal, almost like they don't want to deal with it anymore, right? Yeah. Because they've been so overwhelmed.
Right.
So that is really, it's a very important point. I mean, Peggy brings up a really good point, is people become victims.
Yes.
Without even knowing it.
Right.
I mean, and people are like, well, how did they find that out? There's this thing called the newspaper.
Right. They see obituaries.
And they see an obituary.
They prey on people like that.
And they prey on people like this.
Exactly.
Yep. We have countless, literally countless stories upon countless stories about anything from siding to air conditioning units to bank accounts to JCP&L energy bills to gift cards.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable that all these people that are out there that are so unscrupulous, they put their time and energy into this, that society would be so much more productive if these people were actually taking that information and putting it to better use than scamming people.
Right.
But I think
it's out there.
That's probably one of the biggest things, is don't fall victim to scams.
And also, don't make any hasty decisions.
Yes.
Like, don't make any crazy, hasty decisions.
Talk to the people who you've already relied upon.
Exactly. So, if you do have your financial planner, you have your children maybe who you want to talk to.
Use them as sounding board.
Exactly. Or, it is just very helpful, because it's situations like this. It's so upsetting. It's upsetting to us to see this.
I was going to say, I didn't want to pull back the curtain too much, but this pulls on your heartstrings as well.
Oh, God, it was so upsetting to think, like, this is somebody who sat in our office just like a month ago, and we're talking about, where are we going next on a vacation? And then to think it's not going to happen. And, oh, God, it's just so sad, It really is.
This is also, we talk about a lot about the Second Opinion Service, about the team at Artemis Wealth Advisors, Liberty Financial Group. That is literally Peggy and Randy Fisher. They live here, they work here, they play here. They get to know their clients like family. Nothing against those big box firms. They do their own good thing. But if somebody passes away, hey, client number 36749B.
They're not going to fill out claim forms. They're not going to help them pay their bills. I mean, we've had clients who've come in here with bags. I'm talking bags of stuff. They throw it on our conference table and we go through page by page. Yep. Let's take care of this. Let's take care of that. I can't tell you how many clients we do that with. And that is just something that we do here. when a person becomes a client with us, they're like a family member. I treat them if I was to treat my mother, my father, how would I take care of them if this situation, arose? And that's what we do here. If you come into a situation where someone has passed or something has happened, we will take care of everything for you, every step that we can to help you to get through this, make it the easiest that it possibly can.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Investment advisor services offered through Artemis Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Artemis Wealth Advisors is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Randolph A. Fisher, insurance license number 9616074, and Liberty Financial Group, LLC, and Peggy Fisher, national license number 189-42003 and 570-5833.